You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and as always, welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca. And there is Tamara. How you doing, Tamara?
I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm here.
Good.
What are you doing? How was your long weekend?
My long weekend, let's see. Friday. It was Gail's birthday.
Right.
So we went out for supper. Went to Peterborough, went to the restaurant, had stuff that we would, normally maybe not have.
Right on.
And then Saturday, spend it with family. And then on the rest of the weekend, Sunday and Monday, I spent it standing out in a field. It's that time of year. We'll talk about that a little bit. And how was your long weekend?
Busy. Lethbridge back.
Yeah.
Furniture, unload. Dropped off some CSP on Friday first. Cooked 2 turkeys. Yeah, it's been, And then my husband went back to work today. So haircuts and all kinds of packing, meal prep and stuff this morning to get him out the door.
Right.
So I'm tired. I've been running pretty much. It feels like I've been running steady since he got home last week. So he was home for like
rest.
Well, he was home for like a week and a bit, right? Like he was home, like he got home like last Saturday and he went back to work today. So he was home for like, I don't know, almost 10 days. And when he gets home, like it's like go time, right? Because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's good to get together with family and my one son, or our one son, couldn't make it. His partner, his girlfriend, is due within the next month. So
no traveling for you. Unfortunately. Yeah, no, I mean, we had everybody at the table too. Like it was the first time probably my family's been together since, before my dad died. I can't even remember the last time we all sat around a table, right? It was the first Thanksgiving without my dad, and we were all together but my dad and Rihanna, of course. But my brother, all my other kids, Taven came with us too, and Alvin. So it was nice to have that because we haven't done that in 20 years.
You just sort of take a moment to step back and just look around and say, holy smokes.
Well, everybody's like going off about what time we're going to eat dinner. I go, it makes absolutely no fucking dinner what time we eat dinner. It's the fact that we're all here together. Who cares about the fucking dinner? If you only came for the dinner, then go. But it wasn't like that. But like my mom was, we're not going to eat till 10 o'clock. I'm like, it doesn't matter, Mom. We're all here. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah. Everybody's there. It's that time of year, right? It's harvest season. People are taking down their plants, right? So, as you mentioned, you did some deliveries or helped some people with the CSP. This is the time of year people, people have trim, it's that they may not have a use for, or maybe they just don't use it, period. I guess some people don't use the trim, right? Some people do. Some people collect it with the thought of, maybe someday I'll use it for something. But I think that this time of year, if you got any extra trim, maybe it's a good opportunity for people to make donations to CSP programs, whether they're in their area or or not, because obviously, excuse me, obviously they are not in every city or every town or anything like
Right.
that, right? So
Well, and the thing of it is too, like I was generously given a cash donation on Friday. So I went
good.
out to and picked up some RSO and used the whole, like it was like, I mean, it wasn't like thousands, it was $100 donation. So that bought me like literally 5 syringes of RSO, right?
Yeah.
And I got that because, like I said, it's the edibles that I find that are more effective than actual anything else. And right now, like, even because everything's on strike here, it's pretty slim pickings for anything decent
Yeah, with the strikes.
anywhere.
Yeah, right.
And even at the res, but I mean, because there's a strike, they've upped their prices. And unless I get the
Oh,
owner
and then if
when
they're
I go out
relying
there,
and if they're relying on mail for their orders, then they're
well,
toast out.
that's too, right? Because a
Well,
lot
now
of their
there's
stuff comes
rotating.
from mail order,
Yeah.
right? So again, but the mail is all gone to revolving now. I actually received mail this
Rotating.
morning.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we received a letter today too. So,
Yeah, mine was saying that CPP had gotten my application and were in the process of making a decision and would get back to me as soon as they possibly could.
oh.
I didn't expect a letter saying we received your
Oh, okay.
application. I never got
Oh,
that.
so that'd be for the disability and the CPP.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. Because I'm thinking, hang on, you're not 60, we.
No, I
You
am
can't
not.
have a pension plan, right?
I am not of old age pension age yet. No,
No,
but I
no.
mean, you can. And you know what? And I probably won't apply for my old age until I'm 65. But the
Yeah.
thing is with CPP disability, like you can't even you can't volunteer or do anything for
Yeah.
any maximum amount of hours because if you do, then it proves that you can hold down a job.
Yeah.
So it kind of limits you to like, but again, like when I went to see the rheumatoid specialist yesterday, she was pretty happy that I wasn't working.
Good. Good. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. Like, doesn't want to do any changes too much. No adding or taking away from any of the medications. The tremors and stuff, I talked to my GP about that yesterday. I got to log them for a month, but the gabapentin is definitely not RA pain. It's for neurological and nerve pain. So there's
Oh,
definitely something else going on with that. That's not related to the rheumatoid arthritis. That burning, searing pain in my shoulders is joint pain, but it's different because it's like a spot that I can touch.
mm,
That's more of a nerve ending pain because gabapentin doesn't help with rheumatoid arthritis. If it was VRA, the gabapentin wouldn't touch it.
yeah, no.
But because it's nerve pain, that's why the gabapentin has been effective. So my rheumatoid specialist has like sent a thing to my GP and they're probably gonna send me for another fucking MRI.
Yeah. Grape ape, the strain, apparently is supposed to be good for nerve pain, just so you know.
Oh, that's
Now
interesting.
back
If
to
you can never find it.
yeah. Now, back to what I was mentioning about the shake, and the reason I mentioned the shake is because some people just don't do anything with it, but it's something that you could use to make edibles.
Yeah, definitely can use it to make butter. It's
Yeah,
not as
yeah,
good. It's not as good as getting bud, of course, because
no,
that's
sure.
like shake. We all know that shake doesn't have as many trichomes as the bud, and it's
Yeah.
not really as great of a product to
Mhm.
make, but it's better than nothing.
Correct. It's better than nothing, and if it's just gonna sit on a shelf in
Just gonna throw
someone's
it in the garbage.
basement, and
Yeah,
then
or if you're
in
just
a
gonna
year and a
toss it
half
in the
time they're
garbage,
gonna throw it out, then
well, but you'll be more than happy to take it. You betcha.
yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
was thinking about that today, because I mentioned I would spend a lot of time over the weekend doing some vertical trimming, standing up, and I do live trimming is what I do. Ever
Yeah,
since
and
I
that's
got
great too. Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. And then you also wash your buds too, right? So
yeah, when time permits.
right.
Yeah, I have for the last year or two now. This year I didn't. That's because we got frost warnings, and I've already been hit twice with frost, and I can see the damage on one of my strains, which I had 2 plants on. I could see the damage on the top of the buds from the
Oh
frost.
no,
Yeah.
frost.
Yeah, from frost. I
Oh no.
got hit with frost 2 out of 3 nights, and the second time was heavier frost. It wasn't just a light frost, and I could see the damage on the top of the buds on one particular strain that I've never grown before, so I didn't know how it would react, because the other strains, the one strain that I've been growing for 15 years, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. This new one that I was trying this year, very visually, you can see it. It looks like the top's just burnt off on the buds.
That's hard because we've had quite a bit of frost here too already.
Yeah.
And thankfully I don't have anything growing outside, but it's affected my my basil plants, but I didn't get in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right outside our door, there's a propane tank across the driveway, and there's some plants in front of it. They've all gone black and dead.
Yeah. And the leaves aren't even like falling off my lilacs again. Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed this like the last few years, is the lilacs don't lose their leaves.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They
actually, the lilacs in the driveway still have their leaves in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some strains, obviously some cannabis strains that will survive the frost. Some frost, and then there are others cannabis strains that won't.
Right.
So I decided that because I saw the damage on the 2 plants already, that maybe this year I'll just go old school, do the did for years, right, and just trimmed them down and hung them. So,
well, like it's a little early for. I guess it is. It's a little early for frost, to be fair, because we don't usually get much frost until like the last week of October.
Yeah.
And then we get snow. But I was told, like, I was given the heads up like a week ago by my maintenance company that we were going to get snow like soon. And we got snow on the weekend.
Yeah, my friend in Canmore, he got snow. He had an inch and a half, he said, on the lawn.
Yeah. Well, we were coming home.
I didn't want to risk it, so I thought, okay, this year I'm just going to take him down.
Well, we were coming home from Alberta on Sunday, and it snowed the whole way back, pretty much.
I saw your pictures online of snow, yeah.
Until we hit Sparwood, and Sparwood's on the BC side, and then it was bare and dry all the way home.
Good. Yeah. No, it's that time. I'm going to give a tip to trimmers. Some people may think of this, some people may not think of this, who knows, but I know that obviously you get your hands, no matter how much you try not to get any trichomes on your hands, you get them. It's
impossible not to.
Correct. So what I've been doing, even you can go in, you can wash your hands under the top and all that.
Forget it.
You get all the buildup off, right? You get all that off, and then you go like this, and your hands are still sticky.
Oh yeah.
You look at your hand, you go like, "What the hell?"
And you rub your hand. You can rub your fingers together as many times as you want. You still can't get that house off.
Yeah. The buildup's gone. It's just So what I do is I put hand cream.
Here's a better tip. You take I know people don't like wearing those gloves, but you take and you wear blue gloves, and then you take them off like this, and then you put them in baggies and you put them in your freezer. And then you can knock all the trichomes off and you make yourself a really nice blonde hash.
You can, yes. Yeah. I just don't.
I know. But probably like for anybody who, doesn't want to have to, put the hand cream on and make it easier kind of thing.
Yeah, I have a friend that uses gloves. Actually, 2 friends that use gloves.
Yeah, we used to, like when we used to do the big trims, we would have gloves, and then we'd throw them all into bags and throw them all in the freezer, and then knock all the trichomes off on a great big thing, and you'd be surprised how much you get. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly is amazing.
Maybe I should look for some gloves. I got because I just did my initial trim. Now I'm doing a fine
Get the
trim.
black ones because then you can see the trichomes.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah.
'Cause
There's the blue one.
because the black ones, I'm thinking the trichomes are dark when it builds up on your skin. It's harsh.
Well, you can get the blue ones too. You can see either way, but you're looking for the dark ones, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they
The blue
come
ones
in.
you can definitely see, but then you can
I have
just
to
knock
go.
it off. You freeze it, knock it off.
I have to go into town tomorrow, so I could probably do that.
Save your fingers and the trichomes.
Yeah, but for those who don't wear gloves, hand cream. Yeah, come off in the hand cream. And sometimes I just even rinse my hands off, the hand cream off, and it's just gone.
Right. That's absolutely the first time I've ever heard that, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It was actually my brother who suggested to me, and I thought, hand cream? What are you talking about? I've never heard of that. Just like you,
I
right?
wonder if they
Never
could
heard
use
of
a
that.
salve. Use a salve and then take your fingers and take all the trichomes off into a jar and make more salve with it.
I don't know. If you guess you could take hand cream on your really sticky hands and
Well, I guess that would be kind of gross, though, because then you got skin and stuff in there. That would probably,
yeah,
unless you're
yeah.
using it for personal use, yeah. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe not such a great idea. No.
Maybe not. But
Yeah.
it's that time, trimming time. So
It is.
yeah, hopefully everybody can get their harvest in safe. I know that in our local, sort of local, excuse me, hiccups. There was a report of a fella who got pulled over in a ride program with like 5 or 6 garbage bags full of cannabis.
Oh, I've seen that.
And what do you think? Like who's got 5 or 6 bags? Well, I guess I don't know if somebody's
Patient.
growing and then bringing it home. Either that or they stole it. Right? There's one of two cases.
Probably stolen, more than likely.
Yeah, but I do know people over the years that have gone down this little dinky path side road and gone into fields and threw in a couple plants, and then they come back and get them later.
Right?
Yeah, and just throw them in the bag, back in the pickup or whatever. So it could have been that scenario, but everybody was saying that they thought it was stolen. And it is illegal, just so everybody knows who's out there who is thinking about stealing somebody's crop or somebody who has had their crop stolen. It is illegal to steal cannabis.
Right? Yeah. I was going to say, now that it's legal, that's totally up to you to report that.
Exactly.
And you should.
Yeah. So rippers, be warned that you can be actually charged with a crime for stealing cannabis. No different than stealing something else from somebody's property.
Right? Because you have that right to grow that in your yard. Again, like I can't understand why people would even bother doing that. Even in, like, what are they going to gain? A couple grams pot?
Well, I guess it depends on what the plants are like when they get there.
But I mean, is it even done yet? Like when they stole it, was it even done yet?
Those particular ones, the pictures that we saw in the report, like, yeah, it was early, really early. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Those plants weren't even done.
No.
Were they sure? Were the cops sure they weren't males and the guy wasn't taking them to the dump?
I don't know. He got charged with them anyways. He had more than 30 grams, right?
Well, of course he did, because there's fucking branches.
Oh, it's got everything. It had, all those branches and leaves and.
Oh God, isn't it 150 grams? So you're allowed to transport?
Only if you're patient.
I thought it was for everybody.
No. 30 grams. That's it. So, If you're guerrilla growing, remember, no excuses. And I say that because don't give anybody excuses to give you a reason for them to pull you over. Even though they can pull you over with no reason, just don't give them a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing of it is, if it's a ride stop, like if you're pulling into a check stop, you really don't have an option.
No, I know exactly.
Because
And
those
if
ride stops, there's no getting out of those.
you got a trunk full of your Gorilla Grow cannabis that just reeks like cat piss. It's hard to hide.
Yeah, most certainly is. Or a
Yeah.
skunk.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
hit a skunk on the road. Where's the skunk? Back there on the road, and run like a fucking bastard. I don't know.
this was like probably, I don't know, 30 years ago. But I can remember Gorilla Grow pulling into town, bag in the back of the truck, and there's 3 of us in the pickup truck, and it was, wow, do you ever smell that? Holy crap, everybody behind us is smelling it too.
Right?
Yeah,
perforating out of the windows or not. Can they smell that? We're not smoking any. There's no smoke coming out, but the fact
it was as if we stopped and the smell kept going, right?
And,
yeah.
Unbelievable. I know. And there was some pretty stinky stuff back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Pretty stinky stuff, yeah. Until I got busted.
Yes. That's always
I remember being on a plane on a plane, and somebody had stuff down their pants, and every time he moved, the whole plane smelled like weed.
I know we talked about this earlier, not today, but in previous shows. But I see there's another report out that says that about cannabis and opioid use and how it's helping.
Well, you can't really dispute it.
Huh?
You can't dispute it.
I know. Yeah, you can't. No, it's nasty.
It's kind of like something along the lines of, it's a preventative medicine. It's also a gateway out medicine. There's just so many angles to this medicine that you can't patent it. Like, seriously, that's just the problem.
Yeah. So I got thinking the other day, like when you're sitting there trimming and you're, just trimming away. I had the music going on the phone, and you just think. And I thought, geez, maybe I should put a little video together, create something.
Yeah.
About that and CSPs, and just running it as a little
PSA. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that it helps so many people, like from coast to coast, really. We've got, one in Vancouver, one in Langley, one in Surrey, another one that opened in Delta. We've got another one in Halifax. I'm doing it in Cranbrook. People are trying. I believe there's one in Saskatoon too. But again, we're not out there. We can't advertise a lot on Facebook because they ban us or put us in Facebook jail. For some reason, cannabis is still like such a hard thing to get through. Can't advertise on TikTok at all. So trying to get donations and stuff, like I said, I've been kind of relying on my past friends that have just kind of kept me floating all the way through. The person that donated $100 was, one of my first and only volunteers that I've got still. And she was, coming to a little bit of extra cash, and she, made me come up, and I drove straight to the res, showed her what I bought, took a picture, and came home and, distributed what I got. And, the candy that I had left went out, and because I was able to get a little bit of weed on the RSO, and distributed all that weed, and went on and then left for Lethbridge.
Yep. Spent the weekend with family. So
yep. Well, like I said, those people are kind of like my family too, because it's the same faces all the time. Yeah. And it's been almost, and it's been a year now. So.
Year.
Yeah. Yep. Because I think it was a week after Neil died, and Neil's been, I think the anniversary is coming up right away. If it hasn't been a year, it's coming up right away.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The there's another report. I used to I was helping a family where one of the parents was dealing with Parkinson's disease. They say that there's a estimated was that Parkinson's disease has doubled in the past 25 years. An estimated 8.5 million people live with that.
It's incredible.
Oh, I know, eh?
And you have to wonder, like, what's caused that? Is it the food that we eat? Like, is it in the water? Like, is it pollution? Like, what is
Mm.
causing the uptick in that? I'm sure it's not circumcision, but you know what I mean? Like, what's the uptick in this? Because is it just because we've got more
I
data? Is it because we have the internet and we can actually share these studies and there's no, is there actually an
maybe.
increase or is it just,
Well, I'm just trying to figure that out. Let's see. It's having to do with Brazil. It was published in a it's called Springer Nature. They say the study represents the case of an 83-year-old male Parkinson's disease patient whose severe motor symptoms, including tremors, bradykinesia, and gait difficulties or gap difficulties.
are they able to detect Parkinson's disease in 3-year-olds?
83-year-old.
Oh, 83, sorry. I thought you said 3-year-olds. I'm like, what?
83, yeah. THC rich cannabis oil was introduced as part of the therapy. Now, this fellow who I was working with the family, same age category, around 80 years of age.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. And
Is
they
that
said,
is that a general age that's when diagnosis happens is 83?
I haven't got a clue. I don't know. I don't know
My
when they
dad
had
was
it.
83.
Was he? Oh,
Yeah.
that's why he asked, because there's a connection there that way.
Well, I mean,
Um,
he didn't have Parkinson's, but it was just like it's weird. Like it, yeah, it just seems to be an age. Yeah.
let's see. They said that over 9 months, the patient received, cannabis, um, oils with different THC levels and CBD concentrations, and that clinical outcomes were assessed periodically using the Unified Parkinson's Disease Rating Scale. And they said that they also evaluating psychiatric symptoms, quality of life, and cognition. Now, at 8 months, a dose of 18 milligrams of THC per day over 3 administrations, okay, so 6 milligrams for each one, yielded the patient's self-reported peak physical well-being and a 55% reduction in Unified Parkinson's Disease Rating Scale scores. So they dropped them in half, over half, which is good. They say that's indicating significant motor symptoms improvement. And secondary benefits included enhanced quality of life, improved sleep, in addition to reduced depression and anxiety symptoms. There you go.
And that's just using RSO.
Yeah. And they had different combinations, they say, but yeah, in the end, it was 18 milligrams of THC 3 times a day, so 6 milligrams 3 times a day for 18 milligrams. So they say that these findings suggest that high dose THC may be safe and effective for mitigating motor and non-motor Parkinson's disease symptoms. Cannabinoids, particularly THC, show the therapeutic potential for Parkinson's disease management through larger studies are needed, as they always say.
As they always say, yeah.
As they
More
always say.
studies needed. More studies
Yeah, but
needed.
this, each time they come out with these small reports or whatever size, that was on one person. And my example is on one person. Your
Well,
example
there was
is
another one. I remember they had a video of it where they had
yeah.
given inhalated some cannabis to somebody with Parkinson's disease, and he had stopped moving almost immediately.
Yeah.
So, like I said, when I've got my those tremors and stuff that have been kind of starting with me, I've smoked a joint and they seem to kind of go, but not completely. But I'm gonna have to kind of put that hand in handly, but it's not the same. My body doesn't shake. It just feels like the bed's shaking, but nothing's moving.
Nothing's moving. All righty. I see it's about the hour. When we come back, we got some more studies, some more information, as it's called. People advocating cannabis education. Oh, one thing. Somebody asked me over the weekend, how come you call it the Pace Radio Show when you're not a radio show?
Because we used to be a radio show.
Well,
and we've evolved.
But we did evolve. But we still go out as an audio podcast that goes out to Apple Music and all those other podcasts.
And when we go live and when we go live, like when you're on location and stuff, a lot of times those places you can't do video, so you are doing just audio.
Yeah.
When you've been at Legacy, like when you've been at some of the pop-up markets, like
I get razzed every once in a while about the whole network because it's called the Pace Radio Network, right? So I get razzed about that from a couple of guys.
You know what you tell them? We're vintage. That's why.
We're vintage, yeah. And yet again, stuff on the network does go out as an audio podcast afterwards.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Just tell them we're vintage.
Vintage, yes, that's right. It's like old school. Old school. Yep. All right. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're old school here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca. We'll talk to you in about 2.5 minutes.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Re-rolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, we're back. We're live. And we got some studies that we're going to talk about over the next segment or two. But first, did you know that the first place that grew cannabis, Prairie Plant Systems, the building is for sale? Wonder if the mine shaft comes with it.
The mine shaft was taken back over by the government, and they filled it in.
Yeah, I seen it was for sale. They say it's a potential AI data center. So, for anybody who doesn't know, the first licensed producer in Canada was Prairie Plant Systems,
So it's
and
going to become an AI data center. So now
yeah,
they're going to suck all the water out of the rivers too, while they suck some more data.
and the cannabis was grown in a mine shaft. That's right, mine shaft weed. That's what it was. It was all
It
grown.
smelled like it too. Well, you didn't get a bud. It was all like pre-ground for you. So you were
It
getting
was
stock
milled.
down. Yeah,
Correct.
it was like it came
Yeah.
in a big bag that was like sealed, and and you got your whole prescription for the whole month at once. And it was this grossest stuff that you couldn't. Catnip was better.
I used it for filler.
I used it for catnip.
I bought 1 ounce, and when I was getting low on my gardens stuff because I was growing my own.
I'm still waiting for the seeds I ordered from 2012.
Oh well, something tells me they are going to be a little bit delayed, even longer. The strike, right?
I'm okay with that. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't probably end up growing them anyways. With
So
my luck, they wouldn't sprout.
no, yeah, yeah. You never know, right? Okay, what do we got here? THC and CBN for sleep. New study finds non-CBD cannabis formulations may improve sleep quality.
Well, they've been talking a lot about the CBHs as far as sleep goes. And like I said, I'm the odd
CBN
duck.
is
Like I smoke sativa to sleep and then to kind of stay awake, right? Because everything
yeah,
works
I'm
opposite.
the complete opposite. Complete
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah. And
And
so, yeah, and I'm telling you, like, I don't know why I'm an odd duck, but that's how it works for me. So the CBHs are a higher sativa, are they not?
see the CBNs?
Yeah. Are they not a higher THC strain? Or
No,
I mean, a
no,
higher sativa strain? Or you know what I'm
no.
trying to say? Sativas, don't they have a higher CB level?
CBN.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get out.
That I could tell you whether there was more CBN in.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't specifically say
And
which
plus it's the degraded, old THC goes that way as well. Can turn into it.
right. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess it depends on the quality of the cannabis that you grew or that you purchased.
Well, like I said, I'm not purchasing anything from the legal market because
Yeah.
everything I have purchased has been premature. And it was funny because we were looking at this video today and it was Dr. Bud and it was showing you exactly what to look for premature weed or cannabis. And everything's clear. If you can see through it, it ain't
Oh,
ready.
yeah. No, exactly.
So
in this,
I went out to the res, and that's where I'm going to be keeping going.
yeah. Well, after you did your test of your store-bought stuff and didn't see any trichomes on it.
If any, they're like I said, if there's any, they're clear. So that means it's at least minimally 2 weeks. They're cutting down at least 2 weeks early, if not more. And it might look good. It might be all nice and solid and whatever, but there's no crystal on it. And what crystal is there is clear. So that means it's premature. So that could be
Yeah,
a month old. They could be barely getting it into, so the nugs are hard and they're yanking that crap down.
I have to buy some to find out. I haven't bought any buds.
I hope that everybody does. I'd like everybody. That's a challenge. Everybody go buy yourself like a BC Smalls or whatever they want to call them for
3.5.
$19.99.
Go buy a
No, yeah.
3.5
Or you
gram.
could, yeah. Or even like you could, like I said, you can buy the BC Smalls, which is a 3.5 gram for
That's 3.5.
$19.99. Yeah,
Yeah,
$19.99, cheap, or whatever. Go and buy 3.5 grams of any of them. I dare you, and you're gonna see exactly what I did. I wish my microscope actually like I could attach to a camera so I could take the pictures.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's an old, yeah.
Yeah, they say in this report on the CBN that the THC CBN formulations improves the subject's sleep quality. They said that CBD alone shows no significant effect. So just so people know.
I
And they
just
said,
think that our CBD levels just aren't high enough at 0.7
yeah,
maximum.
they
I
are
just don't
very
think they're
low.
just very low. Like,
Yeah,
so I don't
even
know how anybody's
CBN,
getting relief out of that.
they seem to be able to make that stuff out of yeast anyway. So
What CBDs?
yeah, they can make cannabinoids out of yeast.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if they need, CBNs and all that other stuff that's only available in low qualities in the plant, just make some.
interesting. They are at the University of Victoria, and they are at UBC. They're doing all kinds of research there. I found that out from a close mutual friend of ours.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
tell you that after. Yeah, after. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, just so you know, we do have some university research coming up later in the broadcast, as we're going to be talking about psychedelics later on because it's important news as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. They said that in this study there was over 1,000 people that were involved in it.
I think more people are willing to step up to these studies now that it's legal.
I think so, and I think more places are doing
Yeah.
these studies.
But again, if they're using premature weed, then
Yeah.
they're not getting the full effects of the plant and they're not getting the full results that should be getting.
Mhm. Yeah, they even compared this study they used the placebo in the study as well. Yeah.
Well, if they're doing the studies in California, apparently the weed down in California is a lot more potent than ours up here.
Oh
And I've
yeah.
heard that from several Canadians that have gone down there that have gotten cannabis from the stores in California,
Oh,
and way different, way better.
they over the counter um the OTCs. Those are over the counter sleep aid medications. They, because of cannabis use, they've linked that to a decrease in the over-the-counter sleep aid sales.
I believe that.
Yeah, I never even thought about that end of things.
And probably
Yeah.
Tylenol and Advil and probably a lot of other, over the counter for, drugs that people use for pain and everything else.
Oh, I closed off the story. But yeah, over-the-counter, I would like to have got a percentage there. But yeah, reducing the amount of
That's always a
that.
good thing.
Yeah, it reduces those, reduces the opioids.
Yeah, I think it's reducing a lot of um more than we actually realize.
I
And I
think
think
so
over the
too.
next and I think over the next 10 years we're really going to see it explode into more medical benefits because I think they're going to have the research in black and white and it's going to be slapping them in the face. And I think we're going to see a big change in
And everybody's
cannabis
going to
research.
say, told you so. We've been telling you this for the last friggin'
45 years.
decades. Well, ever since, I guess, here in Canada, 200 years, right? Because
Well,
we
since
had prohibition.
1998.
We had prohibition here before the U.S. had prohibition on cannabis.
Yeah. But we never had prohibition on alcohol for,
Yeah.
had prohibition of cannabis, but not of alcohol.
Well, talking about alcohol, there's a study that predicts alcohol to continue to decline in sales as consumers embrace cannabis. There's less opioids,
Unless you're living in British
less,
Columbia and you can't get either.
yeah. Yeah, I guess that would affect the report, wouldn't it? Yeah, so there you go. Less opioids, less over-the-counter sleep aids, less alcohol.
Seems to be a win-win situation.
Sure
And tax
does.
dollars going, directly into the coffers for the province to use randomly at whatever they fucking want to,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
with
That's
no accountability for any of the money that they've got. So
yeah.
it's a free
Let's
for all.
see. Well, it was a study that was done for Constellation Brands. And Constellation Brands, as you know, at one time, or should know, was at one time part owners of Canopy. They put something like $5 billion into Canopy.
Oh yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of investment put into cannabis, a lot. And that's the thing. And in hindsight, they have to get their money back out of it. I get it. The stocks are, caved and gone back, but I don't think the stocks are
Oh,
worth much of anything. But again,
yeah.
a lot of people lost a lot of money getting into the green rush. But
Oh, yeah.
I said
Yeah.
right from the very beginning, the who grows the best cannabis will win. The who fucking makes the most money will win.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happened. And the provinces have kept a really short leash on anybody that's gotten too out of hand. Whatever province you're in, it doesn't seem to
Mm.
matter. Except for Alberta. In Alberta, you can open a vape lounge. You can, have cannabis sales at all age events. You have a
Yeah,
store if you want it.
I know. We were still trying to figure that out. Now, this report goes on to say that they predict for 2026 that the decline will keep dropping and there'll be like $440 million less alcohol. That's beer, wine. Yeah, alcohol.
Kids aren't drinking like they used to either. Like
Yeah.
generationally, it seems like kids are not like I don't drink as much as my parent. Like my dad wasn't a much. My parents weren't. My grandparents were drinkers, right? And
Mhm.
my gen, sure, in my 20s, but I mean, here I am. I'm 55 years old. I'm not sitting swilling booze every day of the week. I don't drink very, and more of my friends from my generation have either had an alcohol problem, given it up, no longer consume alcohol because they had a
Mhm.
previous issue with it, or they never really got into it to begin with because they smoked cannabis.
I was a person who could take a 2-4 away for the weekend to go camping with friends, and then I could be at home with a 6-pack that would last me well over a month.
Yeah. Like again, that's kind of the way always I was never like a
Yeah,
drink every day kind of. I always
yeah,
had a job. I had little kids. Like I
yeah.
didn't have time to be a
I,
drunk,
yeah, I
you
for
know?
me to stop drinking wasn't, there was no
And
issue.
like I said, my parents weren't
Yeah.
drinkers where and even my kids, like my two older kids that
Mhm.
are in their 30s, neither one of those two drank. Rihanna doesn't drink, but Rihanna uses other substances, but they're not drinkers. Taven's
Mhm.
not interested. He's 16 years old. Usually by the time I was 16, I already had my first drink. He's not even interested in having a drink
Yeah.
at all.
Now they also did a survey of over 1,000 people, and they said that 77% of the respondents said that they reduced their alcohol consumption since starting to use infused beverages
Yeah.
instead, right? Now, as far as Constellation Brands, I mentioned to you just a few minutes ago about them being involved in Canopy, and I was thinking that they had sold them, but according to this report, it says that they are they own a nearly 40% minority stake in Canopy Growth, um, publicly traded company here in Canada.
Well, they
So
had to fucking appease
by
them
that, what that
somehow.
says, they still own it, still own
Well, because
40%.
they had to appease all the little gardeners that they ate up and all the people that they owe money to. So they got to keep it moving somehow because they've got stockholders that they've got to pay out eventually, right? So they've got to stay in the game,
That's the plan that they're supposed to pay out eventually.
right? But again, they've got to stay in the game then, or they
Yeah.
can go bankrupt, right?
I
Like
remember- I can remember when it was a penny stock. It was less than $1.
I don't even know what they're worth now. I haven't looked at
Oh,
the stocks for
yeah.
since JR. Since JR died, I haven't really paid attention because he got so mad because he put a bunch of money into Canopy Growth because he thought he was going to hit the big, the big time. And then when he lost his whole investment, he was madder than a hatter.
Yeah,
So
it's not a thing where it wasn't a thing where people should be putting money in and expecting it to build over X amount of years. Obviously, I think the plan or the best plan that was done was when people saw prices go to $74 per
I think that was
share,
I
and
think that was
they
the
got
most it
in
ever
at
was.
$10, $5.
Well, I think he got in. I think he got in at like 25 cents, and he got
Yeah,
out when it was like caved below that.
yeah, yeah. There's people that lost a lot of money, and they had an opportunity to make a lot of money in the process, but they held on to it.
Yep. They held on too long, and that's what he did. And he lost, like, I think almost $10,000. But then you
Yeah.
had die-car people like them coming down. They started, die-car pharmaceuticals down here. They were from a different town. They come in with not enough investment. They were going door to door asking for $10,000 personal investments from people in town to keep the business running. They ended up having to sell out because they had investors, and I don't even know who owns it anymore. I know it's not the same people that originally started it.
Yeah.
And all their product goes to the German market because they don't like the excise taxes in Canada.
There's a lot of stuff. Excuse me. There's a lot of stuff that goes over to Europe, actually.
Well, it's pretty sad when it's your own town that's, a company that's running in your own community. And sure, they're keeping people in jobs, but they're not feeding into our economy. They're feeding into somebody else's.
Yes, that happens. That happens. So, we got 9 minutes left. All right. We got blunt. You ever smoke blunts?
No, I'm not a fan of the tobacco wrap.
Yeah, neither am I, to tell you the truth. And usually when they're passed around the circle, it's when I realize what it is, it's
Yeah, it's like got that. I mean, if you enjoy them, all the power to you. But I'm not a fan of the tobacco wrap.
yeah, there's a lot of people enjoy them.
Yeah, backwoods. They unwrap it
Yeah.
backwards, and then
Yeah. It's flavored, like hiccups again. Flavored and all that. Wraps. Actually, I had one given to me recently. Blunt wrap right there.
Oh yeah.
Tobacco free.
Oh. Well, that would be all right then.
Yeah. Above the word.
I didn't know you could get tobacco free blunt wraps. That's interesting. What's it made out of?
Crafted with all natural ackee and herbal tea leaf. Ackee's a fruit. Yeah, that's what they use. It's the ackee and herbal tea leaf. So
Very
it's
interesting.
tobacco free, terpene infused is what this one is.
No, terpene infused, though. It's got botanicals in it.
Gin and juice. Just so you know, I did try this. A friend of mine who gave this to me. We smoked one that day, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't because it wasn't tobacco, so I wasn't too worried about it. And
Right.
It burned for quite a while.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and I don't recall it being overpowering either.
No.
So, no.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're into flavored stuff, like I prefer botanical free cannabis. No, I don't even like the flavored papers. Like,
No, I agree.
I
And yeah, just all those flavored. Yeah,
PCJs and Dragonfly, all of them. I've got probably, I don't even know.
yeah.
But again,
some of them claim it. Some of them
they're
say
just too sweet. I want to smell. I want to taste the flavor of the cannabis. I don't want to taste watermelon.
Exactly. I want the cannabis. I don't want the artificial flavor.
And some of the strains have such nice earthy flavors and such nice piney flavors, and the terpenes are so flavorful. Like, and everybody goes, "Oh, I can't stand the smell of it," and I'm like, "The fuck is wrong with you? Like, do you not like the smell of lavender either? Like, I bet you don't like the smell of a baking cake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" But again, I guess it's all into interpretation. But I don't think there's anything. I just love the smell of burning cannabis. I think it's the best thing ever.
Well, there's some burnt cannabis out there that does smell really good, and I know that it tastes very good as well.
Sure, I'm not a big fan of the stuff that smells like crab piss.
You still taste it in your mouth. Afterwards is
yeah, exactly. Like that nice earthy, flavor to it. Is that But again, like I said, I'm not a fan of the stuff that smells or tastes like cat piss. To be fair, that's just kind of gross.
Yeah, I haven't had that strain since then.
I haven't had that for a really long time either, and I don't want to find it.
Yeah. Well, now as far as the blunts, They say that they have increased significantly in use in the U.S.
That's because these idiots are fucking making poppers and mixing their tobacco with the weed too. Like my
Well,
older son.
is a blunt wrap a different version of a popper? I don't know.
I think it is because if you're putting tobacco in with your cannabis, then it's the same as putting
No,
tobacco
but
in with
with
your
the
cannabis and bong.
but with the poppers, it's done differently, is it not? As far as
Well, it's in a bong, right? So
it's
it's
in a
mixed in with your
bond,
cannabis in
they're
your
filling it
bong,
with tobacco
or it's
and smoke.
also well, it can also be in your joint. You can mix it in with your joint.
Yeah, I know, I
People used
know.
to use tobacco and hash in a joint. So cannabis is like tobacco has kind of been like a yeah.
Well,
To me, it's the same thing.
excuse me. So they say here, this is a study funded by the National Survey of drug use and health.
Drug abuse.
Yeah,
Drug
sorry.
abuse is like me. I just dumped some weed on the floor. That's drug abuse.
That's drug abuse. They said that they found that blunt smoking increased substantially from 2015 to 2022, with the largest growth in use coming from women and older people and those who don't drink alcohol. Did not think about that. Ah, there we go. We got some messages. Julie, she's speaking up and she says that they're called rockers. And it looks like she says that they make her sick.
Yeah, well, they
And
are kind of gross, Joe.
the
Like
girl smokes
tobacco,
that way. So disrespectful of cannabis. Gross. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
think it's gross. Yeah, I just like not into that whole tobacco mix. You're wrecking your weed.
Yeah. I get people who apologize to me, say, sorry, I'll put tobacco in it.
Well, why
But
are you wasting your weed?
I
That's what I tell them.
am
Just being,
really
that's the
thankful
wasting your weed.
but I'm thankful that they do that.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, it's kind of like when we were, yeah, telling my older one to like not be mixing it for the younger one because there's no tobacco allowed.
No tobacco. No. Tobacco free, man. Now, let's see what else it says here. They said much of the increase in blunt smoking was observed among groups with historically lower use rates. 21% it went up from over a 7-year period.
From what?
From 21% increase of using blunt from 2015 to 2023.
Really
2022. Yeah.
interesting. Wonder why.
And the use within the last 30 days, that's usually one of those questions. In the last 30 days, have you done this or done that? And even that increased by a third. So,
Huh.
yeah. Let's see what else.
Well, I guess people, like I said, like I don't know, young people are buying joints because they can't roll.
Roll.
So when you see all the increase, oh yeah, young people is increasing and buying, preferably in pre rolls, yeah, because they don't know how to roll.
Yeah.
But again, like that whole thing with blunt wrap.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
know.
well, because it did say that these people who are using the blunt ramp increase, as I said, it was from older people, right? Getting that thing
The ones that just
all
came
in
back from their
one, right?
dream trip from Jamaica.
Yeah. What else does it say here? I think that's about it offhand.
Yeah, like
It's
I mean, all the power to you if you like them. But again, I don't mind the shape, but I don't like the flavor. I'm just
the
gross.
majority of Americans believe that cannabis represents a healthier option,
Yeah, well,
and they
they're
don't
getting
consider
rid of it.
cannabis dangerous.
Finally. Only took
Yeah,
75 years for them to remember that or to acknowledge that.
yes, it has. It's good to see that it's getting acknowledged for
Well, you
those
have
who
to wonder how, like, well, even people like, say
no.
from the
Julie's not.
60s, they were born in like, the late 50s, like my mom, like, they were teenagers in the 60s and were lied to. Like, I mean, you're a little bit too young for that, Al. You're not a boomer. Like the boomers that were lied to, like all through the 60s, that were told that it's the devil's lettuce. Now they're sneaking off to the pod stores, going, "Come on, Ethel, let's go get some weed," and they're hiding out, in their backyard drinking wine.
Yeah, they are. They
Smoking
are.
weed.
Well, I was talking with a store owner recently, and found out that they have a store on a base, on an army base.
Yeah, fucking right, they
Yeah,
should.
and all kinds of people come into the store.
Oh,
So
I bet.
dressed in uniform,
bet.
all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Genoway. I was talking to
Well,
Genoway.
they should have it because again, like access for everybody, and those guys, those men and women go out and stand up for our rights all across the world. Least you can do is supply them with cannabis right in front of them, like right on the base. That's the least you can do for them.
Yeah. I see Julie's got a couple comments.
No, I'm sure she does.
Yeah. She's talking about the young people walking around town, not with their ghetto blasters blowing like how we used to. Talking about them walking around with their bongs. I know that I know head shops that sell bong bags just for that purpose, to be able to walk around with them.
How Lisa Kirkman had a bong bang long before it was legal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they were crocheting them. Remember, we at the TY we had them. They were selling them as crochet bong holders. You could wear them right around your fucking neck. We were pioneering and all that stuff.
She doesn't call bongs healthy,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's if we could all just get a bong.
If we can all just get a bong, exactly. Exactly. Well, I say it's top of the hour. Time for us to take a break. When we get back, as I mentioned, I got psychedelics. I got some information on that coming up, as well as scientists have identified genes linked to frequent cannabis use. So
what kind of genes?
If you've got these genes in your body, then you're more than likely going to use a lot of cannabis.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure I must have them then.
Yeah. I'm like you, Julie. I roll joints. I'm a joint roller, so
you can't roll joints. No one lied, yeah.
Pre-rolled joints every day. So
you can't roll joints. She's lying to you, Julie. She can't roll joints. She's just lying to you.
All right, time for us to go to break. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at 420pace.ca and paceradio.net.
Let's go.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop,
Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
All right, we're back. We got some more information we're going to discuss over the next half hour. That 420 Rerolled Saturday promo there. Yeah, we got loaded up with some good folks for then and got the cop and got that going good.
Right on. We need some good
everybody
coffee.
doesn't know what Rerolled Saturday is. That is everything that we play throughout the week is replayed on Saturday morning and going into Saturday night. Actually, sometimes it doesn't end until 10 o'clock at night. Other times it's midnight. You just don't know what you're going to see. Sometimes there's some added content that gets thrown in there as well. So,
That's always good.
yeah.
Because you got a few videos and stuff that you should be promoting for, just things.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, before we get into the other stuff, I put a trail camera out.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah. I went out and when I brought it in, it had 900 pictures, almost 900 photos.
Oh, my. What have you got crittering through there?
I got a lot of wind moving the trees.
Oh, that's well, that's better than some, wildlife tearing down the trees.
I saved 2 pictures.
Are those the ones you posted on Facebook?
No, these are 2 other pictures. But it was probably the same deer, but it looked like it was getting right up and looking at the camera. Like,
Oh,
coming at it from the side. It was
he was like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm letting you know I can see you.
Yeah.
Can you see me? I can see you."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. So before the break, I mentioned something about scientists identified genes linked to frequent cannabis use. They say that there's 2 genes that may influence people's likelihood of using cannabis frequently. They say that this is the largest genetic
Excuse me,
study of
sorry.
cannabis use to date. They said they analyzed genetic data from 132,000 participants and found that variants in genes controlling brain signaling and impulsivity were more common among regular cannabis users. They said they identified more than 40 additional genetic variants linked to risk-taking and schizophrenia, as well as chronic illnesses, such as diabetes and heart disease. So these are other variants that they found, as well as the cannabis end of things.
Huh.
Let's see what else. Scientists.
So are they saying that people that are prone to having like these diseases too are prone to using cannabis?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Let's see what else. I'll just
Good grief.
Yeah. They say that we've known for decades that genetic factors influence whether or not people will try drugs, how frequently they use them, and the risk that they will become addicted to them. Really? Wow. Then,
They've known this for decades, yet they've not let anybody in on this secret till now.
like, could that not be used to advantage, especially when we have an addiction issue going here in North America?
I guess. But how would it be used to an advantage? Like, wouldn't that be used to an advantage to keep people away from the drugs?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that would be a good advantage, no?
I would think so too. Exactly.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to step away for a second here and grab some tissue because apparently my nose is like gonna decide to run. Be right back.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
Yeah, my sneezing.
All
Be right
right,
back.
you go do that, and I'll just keep looking here.
Yes, keep on reading.
They say that while this study represents the largest genetic analysis of cannabis use to date and provides new insights into the biological mechanisms that may influence why some people are more likely to use cannabis frequently than others, the researchers emphasize that genetics is only one factor among many that influence drug use behavior with environmental and social factors. Yeah, playing a role, big time there for sure. But it's interesting that they can they have biomarkers of that
Well,
that
yeah, that is very
they can
interesting.
detect that ahead of time.
Well,
You know,
like I
like,
said, you find it, so you think, well, again, like unless you've got money and you have the money to
well,
be able to afford to get these testing done,
can it
and
not be something that could be done when somebody's at a younger age?
well, you'd think so. I guess if you had
And
the
then,
money
like,
to be able to pay
especially,
for
well,
it.
or look at it this way: when um, uh, narcotics are initially introduced to a patient,
Yeah, and like say, yeah,
do it
you had
then.
say, an injury or something like that. Do the testing first to see if that patient is susceptible to addiction before you start giving it to them, or to a
Or
surgery.
even if you started just you do your prescription, the blood tests or whatever they're using goes out, or while you're getting blood tests to figure out what's wrong with you. Right?
They
If
can
it's not
detect it
something that's
then.
obvious, if it's not something that's obvious.
But it might be
Yeah,
beneficial for some people to know that because
for
then you
sure.
might stay
Yeah,
away. Say your family's prereq to like, addiction problems. That would probably deter people from ever maybe even attempting to try to use
uh,
any substance at all,
yeah.
right?
Well, because I refuse to take opiates
Yep.
while I'm not hospitalized.
Yep.
Um, um, I've seen people who are non-cannabis users refuse to start taking opioids or reduce the amount of opioids that they're prescribed because they are worried about addiction.
Oh yeah. I watch my usage all the time. I never ever take more than if I have flares, if I have to take it, it's a very rare occasion and it's never than any more than 72 hours.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know that that's the cutoff. Usually it's not even that long.
Mm. Okay, now psychedelics. We'll finish up the show on psychedelic end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was an announcement a week ago. Kingston, that's down the road from me here.
Yeah.
Okay, Kingston University. The Research Institute leads first ever Health Canada approved clinical trial of at home microdose psilocybin to treat anxiety.
Oh,
People are
interesting.
yes,
At
yes,
home.
yes, yes,
At home.
at home. You're not going into the lab and you know
Not
so
having
on
these
and
like
so forth.
conditioned like little things that cost you $100,000 to go to Mexico to get some trial.
Mm.
None of them.
They're trying to treat generalized anxiety disorder called GAD. Now, I'm going to assume that this is, yeah, it is. It's a synthetic. Okay, it's not what's
Oh,
in.
okay.
It's a
Yeah.
synthetic because it's they're studying the home use of non hallucinogenic microdose levels of psilocybin.
Well,
Um,
that's fair. Because I mean, in
yeah,
reality, like, I
true.
mean, if you're microdosing, you're not going to get the psychedelic effect anyway.
Right, exactly. Because I've seen a bunch of these letters and numbers, and it's a short form for the Kingston Health Services Center. But yeah, this is a Health Canada approved phase 2 clinical trial examining the effects of daily at-home use of microdosing psilocybin.
Well, they're getting more, Health Canada approved research
Yeah,
than cannabis ever did.
yeah, exactly.
When did we ever get any
Agree.
home trials from Health Canada to see about the benefits of cannabis? Never.
Yeah. The trial will enroll up to 60 participants and involves a 4-week treatment period, followed by either an extension of the treatment for another 4 weeks or a placebo, depending on random assignment. Participants will take the medication at home and are not aware which group they are assigned. Let's see. They say the study represents a major shift in a new way of targeting anxiety by engaging the brain in novel ways, but without the sedation or emotional numbing caused by many of the current medications used to treat anxiety.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's good stuff.
Yeah. And I agree 100% on that because they
Yeah.
are.
They're currently they are currently seeking adults living with GAD to join the study. Now, just so you know,
And what
this
does GAD stand for? Just so people don't know what that means.
GAD stands for Generalized Anxiety Disorder.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So anybody with general anxiety is open to take this study.
Yeah, and the study is supported by a grant from the Southeastern Ontario Academic Medical Organization and from a company called Diamond Therapeutics. They say that this GAD is one of the most common and disabling mental health conditions.
Yeah, absolutely, it sure is, and that stops a lot of people from even getting out of their
Right.
houses. My concern is that it's synthetic.
Well, it doesn't. No, it's not. It doesn't say synthetic. That was me. That was
Oh,
my mistake. I thought
okay.
I corrected that when you had when we had talked about it. Yeah, no, it doesn't say
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, it just says studying the use of non-hallucinogenic because we had talked about microdosing.
Non-hallucinogenic. Right. Okay.
Yeah, the microdosing isn't hallucinogenic.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah,
I think
because
that's
usually
like I said, like
when it comes to these synthetic medications, they have a bunch of letters for the name of it,
okay.
and it happens to be there are a bunch of letters there, and that's why it was near it in the article, and that's why I thought it was synthetic.
Gotcha.
It does not mention synthetic whatsoever.
Yeah, like your psychedelic, like
Yeah,
psilocybin in microdose because like literally a microdose is like the size of a capsule. Like any capsule you take and like there's like a very minuscule amount of psilocybin inside those caps.
so yeah, right, yeah. So that's
I
good
can tell you
news.
the formula that somebody else used to use, but I can't remember it right off the top of my head right now. But yeah,
I see the breast imaging. Kingston hosts an evening of mocktails, music, and mammograms to promote breast screening. That's going on in Kingston as well at the health services. Says it
that's
there.
awesome.
Yeah. It's a
That's
very
enough.
well-known hospital here. The hospital and research and all that's done.
I think that's great. I think that anything that can have events to have people get out and get that done. And in British Columbia, I've been waiting for one of those for I don't know. I've been on the waiting list for 6 months, at
Oh,
least.
yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, I should probably phone
Yeah.
again, but
Now,
yeah,
I'm not done on the psychedelics end of things.
good. Let's hear more.
Virtual reality provides benefits of psychedelics without the risks. Cyberdelics. That's what they're calling it. Cyberdelics.
Oh, so you can hallucinate basically through AI.
Let's see what it says. They say this is a Catholic university in Italy, and they say they discovered that virtual reality can provide benefits associated with psychedelic therapy without the side effects. see what it says. They examined 50 subjects after their experience of 2 10-minute immersive VR sessions. They used a secret garden themed video and its hallucinated counterpart created using a Google Deep Dream egg algorithm, as described by the researchers. They say that they determined that these psychedelic simulations provided participants with measurable cognitive benefits.
That's interesting. So basically,
Yeah,
you're getting the effects without the side effects.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
It was published in journals from the Nature Mental Health and the American Journal of Psychiatry. Yeah, it was done in Italy.
Huh.
These effects mirror those observed with psychedelics, according to the report, suggesting that simulated hallucinations can replicate the effects of these substances. Now, simulated hallucinations, yet in the other article we were talking about, they're eliminating the hallucinations.
I know. Like, so why would you
Whereas this one,
want to simulate? Like, why would you simulate it without just giving them the real shit? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Here, take some mushrooms, man. Fucking then come back and tell me about it. Here, stick this AI on your face and see how it makes you feel. Then we'll give you a little bit of this. That just sounds ridiculous.
They said most of them were young adults that were involved in the test. So there you go. Virtual
Well, it's
reality.
interesting, but I mean, virtual reality doesn't, I don't think, give you the same body effect, the same
No,
stimulation.
I don't think so.
You're not going to get the same teeth rattling numbness in your face and the head and the whole frontal cortex numbness that psilocybin actually does to you. Your teeth go numb, your fucking hair stands on end. You ain't going to simulate that shit. You're doing that with AI.
I don't remember my hair
I get
standing
little
on
hamsters
end.
running all over somebody's head with little AI fingers. Like, how are they simulating that?
It's that sort of like when your foot goes to sleep and you get all the tinglies.
I don't know. The only thing that gives me tinglies is usually like, I don't know, nothing.
Yeah.
There sure would be some fucking AI fucking virtual something on my fucking head making me have tinglies. Get me the fuck out of here is what I'd be wanting to do. The whole claustrophobic, like, that's the whole thing with psilocybin, with the hallucinogens as it is with me. I feel like I'm in a tunnel. I feel like claustrophobic it is. Stick that on my head and make me go through that. I'd be ripping that shit off my face.
Oh, I got one other thing. I could have maybe touched on this at the very beginning of the show, but I never even thought about it till now. 1 week from today, so next Tuesday or Thursday, maybe it's Wednesday. Anyways, but basically, with next week, is the date of the first airing of the Pace Radio Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. From it is from 2013.
Is that when we first started the Pace Radio and left the 420?
No. That was when
That's when you started with by yourself?
That's when I started with Time for Hemp.
Right. With yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I started out with 4 joint hosts, and it would be one on each show. Basically, I had 2 shows a week, so they appeared once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
And that was just the radio show itself. It wasn't the
That
network.
was straight audio radio show. I was on the Time for Hemp broadcasting, the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
My joint hosts, Keith Fagan, Debbie Stoltz-Giffen,
Yeah.
Owen Merrill, not Merrill, sorry, not wrong Owen there, Owen Smith, and as well as, I don't want to forget anybody's name, Chantel Ario. She was the four of us.
Chantel from Montreal. Yeah, I know
From
Chantel.
Montreal, yeah, because I had asked another person from Montreal or Quebec because I wanted representation spread across the country was my goal, and so that's what I ended up with.
Oh, it's a good crew, that's for sure.
Yeah, because Owen was in BC, Keith was in Calgary, I was in Ontario, Chantel was in Quebec, and Debbie was on the East Coast.
Yep.
So we started with that in the beginning. I just happen have recently been able to get a hold of all those shows. I have now got them on my computer, and who knows? Maybe next week we'll be able to listen to some of that.
That'd be great.
Go back 12 years of Pace Radio Show, the intro, and I got to hear. I listened to some of that very first show. I remember that.
Great. Right?
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe what we'll do next week is we'll play bits and pieces or segments of that very first broadcast.
Right? That'd be great. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I can't bring Keith Fagan back to be a guest on the show.
No.
And Debbie too late for her, and Owens. I'm not sure. Owens busy, and Chantel's still in Montreal, as far as I know.
Yeah. And she was part of a band.
Yeah, she still is, as far as I know too. Then then you had Allison Murden too. At one point, there was this co-host as well.
Yeah, she was
different co-hosts.
Yeah. So
one of these times we'll have to have a reunion and all the past co-hosts.
Yeah. Actually, probably next week would be a good idea to do all that. I just don't know if I could get it all arranged in a week. So
it's a little bit late notice for that, but maybe next year.
Maybe.
Well, you figure like the way you said this is year 13, we're gonna do the 15.
Well, this actually because it's 12 years because it would be 2013 and it's 2025, so we're 12 years.
Yeah, so maybe do a 13-year anniversary because 13 is a good number.
Yeah. Some people love it. Some people just despise it, right?
It's my favorite number.
So and throughout the year, whatever, maybe who knows, maybe I'll grab some clips off things. From what I recall, because I haven't listened to them all, obviously, I just listened to the beginning of the first one. But as I recall, I believe what I did is I had two of my joint hosts on the first show, and then because I think I introduced one, and then I had that one I introduced. I had them introduce the next one, and then come the next show, sort of the same thing, something like that. Anyways. So.
Well, here you are, 13 years or 12 years later, still doing it.
The show's still going, right?
Yeah.
Still plugging away.
And I'm honored to be part of it. For the last,
thank you very much.
I don't know how long has it been? 4 years, 5 years I've been on. 4 years? I don't know.
And before then, I was doing not only before creating the Pace Radio Show, I was one of the joint hosts on Time for Hemp for years. I was a joint host that way as well. So
you've been involved for a long time too, and that's something that we all just keep on moving forward with, because like I said, if we don't keep educating, nobody will get the education.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think I got my radio starting in 2008.
Right.
Keep plugging away, right? Keep spreading the information.
Absolutely. Keep on spreading the word.
Okay, well, I see we are down to basically the last minute of the show. Anything else you want to mention offhand?
Just if you want to send funds to tamaraleigh9@hotmail.com for CSP Cranbrook, we greatly appreciate it, or your trim, you can get a hold of me or whatever you want to send in the mail, because they have like rotating strikes now, so we can get mail through. So we can always use the help, because I got 70 people relying on me.
There you go. Alrighty. Other than that, thank yous. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching the program. Tamara and I will be back next week as we discussed. And other than that, thanks to our sponsors, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, as well as At-Eze.ca. And other than that, I think it's
Cannabis and coffee with marijuana on Mondays.
all right. There we go. Tomorrow morning, check out Psychedelics and Cannabis Educational News. 1 hour, about an hour worth of psychedelics and cannabis news, and as the name says, it's educational. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.
Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.